So I'm having this kind of issue with Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, how do I say it? It's okay. The best way to kind of explain this, just on the baseline, just on its face, is these title updates are kind of an annoying way of releasing the game at this point. Like I've been playing Monster Hunter since Monster Hunter 3 U, and when I played that one, I soloed it, and I didn't go through any of the G rank stuff. I didn't do any stuff online, so I did the story from beginning to end, and it felt fulfilled. It was my first Monster Hunter game that I really went through, so I'll just chalk that up to it being my first time playing through it and having a good time. Then came Monster Hunter 4. I played that Monster Hunter 4. I think it's 4U, right? It's 4U, or maybe it was 4. It came out 3DS. Anyway, I played that one. That one was fun. I would sit there and play, that game on our breaks at work, and sometimes, when I'm home. But I would, constantly pop that game in and play it. Again, never played online. Never did any other, I guess the G-Rank stuff. Whatever the story mode had, me go through. That's how I played the game, and I played it, had fun, and was fulfilled. Monster Hunter Generations, played that also on the 3DS. Same concept there. Never played online with anybody else. Went through the whole story. Honestly, that's probably my favorite Monster Hunter game so far. Like 3 is my favorite because it was my first. But as far as the one that I would love to just go back and play, like just now or anytime, it'd definitely be Generations. But that's beside the point. So those 3 games kind of showed me to how I feel way a Monster Hunter game should feel. It's like when you're going through the story, it's you playing it from beginning to end, and it's fulfilling. And once you're through with it, you're kind of done, unless I guess you want to do the online plays where the G-Rank stuff is, which were already in the game. So there was no more really adding stuff to it other than they would add some small events here and there, like, like for outfits and such like that. But they were just small things, like, and they felt like just small things that, hey, you want to do it, you can, you don't have to. Then Monster Hunter Rise came. And that is the first time that I felt when I played a game that it didn't feel finished. Because supposedly, if I remember correctly, when you played it, the correct ending wasn't even in the game yet when they released it. And they kept doing title updates, and they would add a monster here and there, and they add an outfit here and there, and you have to do this event. And this just kept going on and on and on. And then Sunbreak came out. Like, I'd played Rise so much. I think it had like close to 200 or 300 hours on Rise or something like that. That I played it that much that I was burnt out of playing it and didn't want to play it anymore. I think I would come back anytime. Like, I think when the Sonic event happened, I think I came back for that. And anytime an event that happened for an outfit that I thought would disappear, I would come back, do it, and just be gone with it. And then Sunbreak came out, and I was so like burnt out that I couldn't enjoy Sunbreak. I literally played it from its beginning to its end and didn't touch it again after that because I couldn't. It wasn't fun to me. Now, I know I skipped Monster Hunter World, and there's a reason why I skipped that one. I mean, I didn't skip playing it. I skipped it when I was explaining it because I was trying to go in order. But I didn't explain Monster Hunter World because this is where things kind of differ a bit for me. I played Monster Hunter World, base world, when it came out. And I played it, like the other ones. I played it with nobody else. I played it from beginning to end. Didn't know that there was things being added to the game after I finished. So I wasn't following Monster Hunter like that. I just went on to my other games. I think I was probably playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot by then. So I didn't come back to it. And then once they released Iceborne, I was like, cool. But I didn't come back to Iceborne, I think, until a year or two after it came out, after they pretty much had all the stuff they added on to the game. So when I played it, it was already finished. It was done. It had all of its patches, all of its events were pretty much done, I believe. So I didn't also feel the, drip feed of stuff on there because base I played without the stuff, and then Iceborne I played with the stuff, like already there. So I didn't have to wait for anything. It just, anything that was there, I just played the story and played the extra stuff unintended because I didn't know that it was extra because it was already in the game for me. So yeah, so Rise was kind of like that moment where I was like, I don't like this drip feed thing, this update problem. And this isn't really just a problem with just Monster Hunter. Final Fantasy 14, I have an issue with that. I'm not going into it in this video. That'll depend on how, at this point, 7.3 is like literally right around the corner. No, I think 7.3 is already out by now. So that's when you'll be listening to this. That's already out. So depending on how that goes, I may make a video on how I'm also kind of annoyed by Final Fantasy 14's drip feed. Mostly how Endwalker went and Dawn Trail is going is my issue, but that's a whole nother video. But now we're moving on to Monster Hunter Wilds. And just kind of put in there, I also play Stories and Stories 2, which I enjoyed as well, but that also didn't get anything added much to it, except for small events here and there, but nothing for the main thing. So, and I actually love Stories. Stories is probably my favorite. Both Stories games are probably my favorite. But, yeah, now we go to Wilds at this point. And Wilds is like, I was looking so forward to this because I played through World and Iceborne again right before this game came out, a little bit, sometime like a few months before this game had came out, I believe. Yeah, probably about a few months. And honestly, it was fun playing through World and Iceborne again, and it made me more excited for Wilds because I know Wilds is kind of closer to World than it is Rise, and I had fun playing through Wilds. Wilds, playing the story from beginning to end, was fun. Mostly, I didn't really like the walking you from one place to another like every single time you're in the cutscene. I didn't like that when World and Iceborne did it. Wilds is egregious for doing that because like you can't look around and do anything, and these walks can last a long time. I'm not gonna end up reviewing Wilds because I already did it on Backlog. You can sit there and I have my link to Backlog below, so you can look at my written review and see what I think about it. Then like right after I'd played it and beat it. This is after I've already done stewed over it for like months to maybe a year at this point. Definitely a lot of months, maybe possibly to a year. But in seeing all these title updates, and it's like I had fun playing Wilds as it was when it came out, but now I'm starting looking at it, it's like not long after I beat the game, okay, here's your Kutku fight or whatever. Here's your Mitsuzune fight. Legiacris got added not too long. It's like you're still adding monsters and small events, but there's not much else to it. I'm somebody, when I play the game, I only use one type of weapon. I've used the lance. So after I beat the game and you're adding all these monsters, my only point in coming back is like, okay, so let me come back and get the Mitsuzune lance. I don't know if there is one because I haven't done it yet. So let me come back and get this Kutku lance, this Mitsuzune lance, and Legiacris. And after I get those two, or those three, then what? There's like nothing else to it. It's like I'm not crazy about these constant updates of stuff on here. Like I'm fine with weapon balancing, and if they want to add the festival hub or whatever, they had that in the World and Iceborne. I did not touch any of those things on there. I don't think I even touched whatever they did for Rise and Sunbreak for those things. But yeah, it's all these like constant like title updates. It's like, why don't you just make the game and kind of be done with it and then save it for the next expansion, instead of just, hey, let's add this monster, and this monster. Why not just keep them and add them for the next game instead of just giving us three monsters that have no point? I think there's 4. I think there's another monster. I think Seregios or something was added to the game. I haven't even done that fight either. I even forgot about it. But yeah, it's just like I don't like this whole constant drip feed of this stuff in this game. It's like, just wait for the next expansion to add all this stuff in. I understand they're trying to keep the game alive, but that's kind of what the problem is. The game will never feel finished. I'll never feel okay with being away from the game if you just keep adding stuff every month or two, and it's something really small that, once I go and hunt it and get its armor and get the weapon, what am I still going to do? Like, what am I doing? I know the people who still play the game, either they play with a whole bunch of friends all the time, or they're doing the crown hunting. So you get the small crown, large crowns, and stuff like that. But I mean, I beat the story and I only use one kind of weapon. I've gotten just about every lance. I think I'm like missing like maybe 5 or 6 of the like rank 8 or 9, like the very advanced version of those lances. But it's like I'm missing them because I'm burnt out, because like, why do I want to keep going in here just to get all these lances, and then you keep adding these other monsters and giving me something else to add to it? But I'm not fighting more stuff. I'm still fighting the same thing, the same type of monsters, and there's no more story to it, no bigger story, because that's gonna be added to it. It's like just wait until the next expansion and add, add all that stuff and give us another full game with the expansion than doing the same thing you did with Rise and Sunbreak. And I have a feeling maybe I won't have the same problem I did with Sunbreak, because Sunbreak I was through. I was so through with the game. I played Rise so much that I just stopped, and Sunbreak was just beginning and done. Never touched the game after I beat the story. And I don't like that feeling. I don't want that feeling for Monster Hunter Wilds, because I think Wilds is a good game, has a lot of potential to it. But I don't like to still following that same Rise and Sunbreak. And I guess it's still following the same world in Iceborne, but like I said, I didn't get a chance to explore that at its initial time. So I didn't have any beef with those two, well, that game and this expansion, because I didn't get to see all that stuff. But I was there for Rise and Sunbreak, and I couldn't help but feel burnt out because of all the stuff I did on Rise constantly, because of all these title updates, and me feeling like I can't stay away from the game because I need to get this, need to get that, need to do this. And then by the time I hit Sunbreak, that was it. And I don't want Wilds to feel that way, but I already feel it. Like I think probably close to 100 and, is it maybe 100? It may be close to slightly over 100 hours, something like that. Somewhere between the 100 and 150. It's probably on the lesser side of the 100 part into the game. And like, I sat there and played the game that's another problem. I played this game to get the footage so I could make this video, and as I was playing it, I'm like, I don't feel anything from playing this game. Like, I just went there and hunted Doshigama fight just so I can fight something simple, because I haven't played the game in a while, so I'm really rusty. And as I was playing it, there was no, oh yeah, I'm getting better, I'm kind of getting back to the way I was. I was kind of like, oh, I'm starting to feel like the way I was playing before, but what does that mean? Do I want to go sit there and fight Chris now, or fight one of the other people I've missed and get their lance and be done with it? Like, I don't know. It's just I'm not just really too heavy on the game like right now, and I hate feeling that way, because I'm getting to the point, like, because I like Monster Hunter to the point where I want to go back and play Monster Hunter 1, because I have the PlayStation 2 version and never played it before. I want to play that and review it, and I never played Freedom Unite, and I also have it, and I want to play it and review it as well. But it's just like, it's kind of hard to want to go back and play those. I don't think WoW is really bothering me too. I don't want to go back. I'm almost wanting to go back and play those so I can sit there and say to myself, like, yeah, these feel like full games and they're challenging. There's a challenge to it. There's a full story or a full game sitting here, and I didn't feel that same thing from a future game, 20 years after this game. It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, and maybe I'm kind of on my own about this whole thing, but it's just, I don't like this. I'm getting that same feeling I did with Rise, and to me, that's kind of a disappointing feeling, because I love Monster Hunter. I loved 3, 4 generations. I love playing those. I have a feeling I'm going to love playing the first Monster Hunter and Freedom Unite. And Rise, there were some things about Rise I didn't really enjoy that much, and Sunbreak I really didn't enjoy at all, because it felt like more of the same. It just felt like more of the same, and I already had 200-300 hours of that same, and Sunbreak didn't give me enough of anything. And that's just the thing. I did play Rise is the first time I did play online with other people, and it changed it. That's probably why I probably have more hours on Rise than I do any other Monster Hunter game. But it still didn't stop me from feeling that burnout, and it still didn't make me want to play Sunbreak more, being able to play with other people on that new game. And it's funny too, because Rise and Sunbreak were more action-packed. Like, they were more arcadey, kind of closer to the Generation side, which, Generations was my favorite, because it has that arcadey style to it, and it didn't feel, as stiff as the older games do. But I don't know. I just don't like this whole, title update, adding 1 or 2 monsters, and kind of being the it factor of it. I'd rather them just wait for their next expansion of whatever they might call it or whatever, and just giving us a whole nother game on that we can still play and enjoy it like we did Wilds. But no, they're gonna keep giving us title updates and things of that nature. Supposedly, from what I read before, and I'm not quite sure when this video is actually gonna come out, but this may date the video a bit, but they were talking about they're removing the in-game expansion or whatever, I guess up from when they're originally gonna put it out, I guess because of sales. That's what I've been reading anyways. I don't know what their actual reason or even if that's even true, but it's just like, still, I just rather wait until your next expansion for a full game, because Wilds doesn't entirely feel like a full game. The story is good, but the story actually, it feels also really kind of rushed the way Rise did. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not, and maybe Rise just kind of poisoned my thought of the way Monster Hunter should be, and Wilds is a little too doing the same, close to the same thing to me, and it doesn't feel like the old game. So maybe that's it. So maybe it's just a me thing. But I just want to throw my complaint out there because it's been really bugging me. Every time I see some update on Monster Hunter, I'm like, man, I really wish I can go back and play it and enjoy it. But obviously, when I sat there and came back to capture this footage or whatever, I didn't feel anything. I only felt like, hey, well, I'm capturing this for footage, and I'm only playing it because I need to talk about this, because that was the whole point in the footage, because I wanted to talk about my annoyance with, Monster Hunter going that same kind of route that, Final Fantasy 14 does with its patches, is what I feel like the same thing Title Update does, but I don't know. It's just not for me. But anyways, that's enough of me complaining about that. I'm just not crazy about these patches. Maybe they'll fix it up, at some point. Maybe the new expansion will totally change my mind and everything will go back to normal. But right now, the way I feel about it is I really don't have too much of a reason to want to go back to Wilds until the next expansion. And even when the next one comes up, I'm afraid I might feel like I did with Sunbreak. So, but I guess we'll see in time. But this has been, my gaming motif. I know at this point I've only done like one, and that's on the Inscription Axe. If you've played Inscription, whatever, that roguelike card game, whatever, I have that on there. It goes into detail about everything that I liked about it, all kind of details and stuff like that of it. Also, you have a Musing About, which are reviews. I can link the same thing of the Inscription of the review. So if you haven't played it and you want to see the review of it, or you're just curious what I think, you can go with that. Also, I have many other reviews, like say Donkey Kong Bonanza and such like that. So, like I said, you can check my videos out. Musing About is the reviews. The Gaming Motifs is kind of like this, the freelance discussion where I can go into spoilers. I can talk about one particular thing about the game or something like that. Just any kind of conversation I want to have about that. And that's basically this. So yeah, hopefully, I hope I didn't bug anybody with it. This is my thoughts. Like, this is what I've had this feeling for a while about, and I just kind of had to say something about it. And like I say, like, subscribe. I'll try to not make other videos, very as complainy as this one, because I really don't have a lot of complaints about how certain games I play go. I have complaints about certain things in the gaming industry and stuff like that I may talk about, but stuff like this, like, I think only Monster Hunter and maybe Marvel Rivals and Final Fantasy 14 are maybe the only 3 games that I kind of have some issue with this whole, patching and the way they put content out there and try to pretend like it's evergreen or something like that. But that's pretty much it on that one. But, do the whole thing, like, subscribe, hopefully stick around, watch my reviews. My reviews aren't as complainy as this one is. My reviews are more, exactly what I think, explaining, what I like about the game. My other gaming motifs, I can't promise on that one. Those may go from, me complaining and ranting to me really liking something. So that's kind of a gamble on that one. But I really appreciate everybody's listening. And, if things do change for Monster Hunter Wilds or whatever, I'll definitely, give an update and, talk about kind of an addendum of this whole thing and talk about, what they've changed that I like. But if it gets worse, I don't know if I'm going to make another video explaining it, because I don't see a point, because I'll just be saying the same things I'm saying here. But hopefully things do get better. And hey, at least if anything else, I still got Monster Hunter Stories 3 to look forward to, which look really good. So there's always that. But I appreciate you for listening. Hopefully stick around and you enjoy my videos.